November 4th at 5:59, 6 o'clock. Okay. If we'll all stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to do the roll call. Tim Pritchard.
Here.
Brad McQuitty.
Here.
Rick Corbin.
Here.
Steve Denny.
Here.
Brian Arthur. We have established a quorum. Our meeting minutes are online and were sent to you. There was one minor change that Connor made. It was just a linguistic, but nothing of substance. So I will entertain a motion to approve our minutes of the meeting if there's no discussion. Then move that we approve minutes. Second.
I'll second
Rick Corbin seconded. There is no old business. Our first order of new business.
Christian, I think you need to vote.
Oh, so take a, I just forget these things. Thank you. All those in favor of accepting our meeting minutes, say aye. Opposed? It passes. You have to remind me because I'm ready to go. Okay.
I don't know if it matters if the clock up there is wrong. Is that any part of the recording?
No, it's fine.
Okay. You gave me the good.
Yeah, you're.
He's my boss now. Just kidding. All right. Lucas. Would you like to proceed or do you want Mark? Mark, do you want Mark?
Go ahead.
Whichever. I think you're both are smart men.
We have our moments. All right, so I don't want to bombard you guys or just reiterate on the same things that I've already sent you. I feel like over the past couple of weeks, I've seen several different documents. Long story short, this is Kyle Smith. Kyle's the field officer currently. I've known Kyle for 5-6 years or so. He's still working at the jail. But again, I sent you guys this packet. I sent his background check, a summary that I typed up of him. Detective Bertram, who conducted his background check, sent you his summary. And our hope is that you'll approve Kyle tonight to join the department. He's passed every portion of our hiring process, excluding the you guys' approval on the drug screen that would have to happen at a later date, closer to start. If approved by the board, his start date will be December 15th. Obviously, that is in calendar year 2025, but that covers the first payroll of 2026. So that start date has been confirmed with the clerk treasurer's office and the town council president. So I just simply asking for your approval of Kyle to join the department.
The three big items is he's Perf 77, meets all state requirements, and the money's there by the town council.
I think everybody's pretty familiar with the vetting process of this, and you all received the bio information on Kyle.
Yes.
So are we prepared to vote? Approve? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve Kyle Smith as our newest officer in Pendleton Police Department.
I'll make a motion to hire Carl.
Rick Corbin made a motion to hire. Can I have a second?
Second.
Tim Pritchard, second. Those in favor of approving Kyle Smith as our newest officer in our department, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Kyle, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Very pleased. Kyle's going to leave us because he works on night shift. So, but we did want to see him and I like saying to your face, congratulations and welcome.
Thank you.
We'll see you at the swearing in with your family.
Yeah, I'll make sure to get you guys all that information. Obviously, he doesn't, I haven't locked that in with him yet.
And we like,
Didn't want to get too far ahead without your approval. And when we assume he's going to pass the drug screen, so everything should be fine.
I trust you. Because you know, if I don't, I'll catch you.
Absolutely.
And this will be the 16th.
16th,
Remember?
Yes, 16.
This is
Woo.
doing some really good stuff for our staffing, and he's got big plans with staffing for next year to do things a little bit different.
I'd like to talk about that maybe at our first meeting in January,
Absolutely.
the big picture.
Yep.
So be thinking about that, because we want to see what you see down the road and how we help, but that's another day in the story.
Awesome.
Kyle, welcome, and feel free to leave and get a little shut-eye before, if you can, because I hope you're as excited as we are.
I am. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thanks, Kyle. We'll be in
Thanks very
touch.
much.
Next order of business is the title change for Captain Trailer to become Assistant Chief. And I'm going to say that it's not a promotion, the way I understand. It is an assigned, it's to align with the salary ordinances.
So the 2026 salary ordinance did away with the title of captain and swapped it for assistant chief. The percentage raise that I would be getting as a captain, if it were to stay the same, is the same as what it would be to switch the title over to assistant chief.
Little history on the position.
Okay,
1997, I was made assistant chief. That was on my business cards and everything. And certain officers of the town whose family was on the council, they all balked and said that position doesn't exist. And what it meant at the time was, it didn't exist on the salary order. So when that happened, they changed me back to captain, got new business cards. And we've just gone this route with every chief that's occurred until now. And as we're growing, there's not many positions in the tree to divvy out any senior, promotions. So this is one way to move him into that title. Again, no pay increase, it's just a title change. But then it opens up captain spots and all that for future growth.
The hope is that we're gonna, like, right now under current structure, we've got chief, captain, sergeants, patrolmen. The hope is, well, we're getting part of it is the assistant chief, and then we'll be able to also add lieutenants in there. Obviously, we don't want to be rank heavy, but it's stuff we're gonna grow into. Obviously, the department is growing, so eventually we should have patrol, sergeant, lieutenant, captain, assistant chief. So it's just gonna take time and power.
But I'm one of those that don't believe in a 10-man department at 8 holding us. I think
Okay.
that's silly looking.
well, I think it's for another discussion for another day, but I'd like to talk with that, what your vision is to use those titles.
Chief, do you currently have an organizational chart? Just showing who's at the top and then going down the whole thing,
So, look,
or is it?
Yeah, I mean, on a 16-man department.
Yeah, I just didn't know.
It's me,
Yeah.
Lucas, and then I have 2 sergeants and everybody else is patrol.
Okay,
And then the 2 sergeants, are they divvied up with their separate officers underneath them?
Just
Like per-
night shift, day shift.
Okay.
Yeah, Shane Isaacs,
Mhm.
I have 2 Shanes. Shane Isaacs, my night shift guy, and he has been for over 20-some years. And then Shane Briggs his days.
Gotcha.
and so we have plans to differentiate in the future.
yeah, once there's not a true point in it now. I asked when we were having our meetings for salary ordinance, I brought up the fact, hey, the department's growing. We need to look into putting these titles into the salary ordinance, not that we're gonna necessarily fill them yet, but just to have them in there for the future growth.
Mhm.
So this is a step towards that direction.
Okay, so they don't exist right now.
Currently, no.
Okay,
But the discussion has been had, so it's not unfamiliar now. I mean, it's not rare to bring something up in that first year conversation. It doesn't necessarily go anywhere, but at least is in people's minds.
so this was with town council or?
Yeah, the clerk treasurer's office as well.
Again, it goes back to government. If we had this idea in January, they'd tell us we have to wait till October. If we have this idea in October, well, it's too late. You have to wait till October.
We're floating these ideas essentially like a year and a half, I think. So, yeah, it's a lot of down the road thinking.
All right. Any other questions for Mark or Lucas about this title change?
We'll have to get new business cards. That's the only expense.
Please don't get the gold and gilded stuff. I'm just kidding. All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve this title change.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Rick Corbin makes a motion to
I'll second.
approve it, and Tim Pritchard seconded. All those in favor of making this title change from captain to assistant chief, say aye. Opposed? Welcome, assistant chief.
Thank you.
Now,
The fun part.
the meat of this meeting really is about a talk about our manual and how we can be ahead of it and not bog you down and still be familiar. And so Lucas and I've talked about a process, and Chief also is part of the process. And you sent that form to us in color coded. Do you just want to briefly review that?
So I'm a visual person. I have to see stuff in front of me. There's got to be a rhyme or reason. I can't just simply sit down and understand stuff. That's just not how I work. So I've got to, for me, it was the color coding of that table that I sent you. We looked at it as like minor or procedural policies, which are the ones in yellow, which are the ones that we kind of change on the fly. They're not as important. Obviously, all policies are important, but common sense says some are more important than others. The yellow policies, the minor procedural ones, are ones that, my opinion, our opinion is, we don't feel that you guys need to see every little change that we make, because those are going to change on the fly and change more commonly, and again, they're more procedural. The policies that are in red, I believe, are the major policies. Those are the ones that essentially, anytime we're touching somebody, I left that as a major policy. Some of those major policies are state dictated, like the use of force stuff. So we don't necessarily have any say or can make changes to it, but it is still a major policy I believe you guys should be aware of. So the red ones, outside of like a clerical error or a typo, which I've known to do on occasion, I think any true changes to that probably should come before this board. In addition to that, I don't know if you guys all got to take a look at what I'm calling the Metropolitan Board of Police Commissioners disclaimer, which is something that we would put in the front of the book that just says, hey, this is, and I've got copies if you guys need it, but this is the board have essentially approved of this policy book.
Because we didn't have that before.
We don't.
Because we didn't have a Metro board.
Correct. I believe that it makes sense to put something in there.
Yes.
And this is one that I had some help with the internet on. It works in my opinion, but obviously anything can be changed. It could be this, it could be nothing like this. I just think we need something.
And again, to go back in history, 95, when I was assistant chief and then captain, we redid the policy under Chief Marion Douglas. And then over these last 25, 30 years now, that book's changed hands. And I believe at one time during that time, the town council, who was your board at the time, signed off and did what we're thinking about now. You know, we've reviewed and we've approved the policies. But again, just because they've got a color on them, if there's something in the police business that you go, what? I think we need to look at this. You feel free. You know, we're always up for better ideas. So it's definitely a dynamic piece of work. It's been added to, changed over the years. And you guys just came in at a time when we were doing a major revamp.
Lexapro,
Mhm.
is it something that we pay for regularly? Is it a yearly
Now,
annual?
yeah, so we started it this calendar year,
Mm.
and then we re-up, our contract renews in January. So we pay X amount of money each year going forward for the services that they provide us, which is the policy book, the updates, the training. I assign training to our officers every single month over at the policies. They're called daily training bullets. I get anywhere from 20 to 30 of them. They're like scenario-based questions. But two, with that, if there is a big legal change, their team takes care of it, notifies me that there's an update, and I go through and check the update and then approve it and push it out to our people.
Are there other platforms like Lexapro?
Lexipol.
Lexapol?
So there are, however, in my opinion, and based off my research, conversations I've had with other agencies, Lexipol is kind of the industry standard for it. It's,
Is that what APD uses?
Yes, I'm very happy
Does
with
the
it.
sheriff's department use it too?
Sort of. That's a whole nother discussion.
Yes, yeah,
So,
they're a little slower.
Well, prior to
A little bit.
Lexapol, the way departments did policy was you would say, for example, what state police do, what's Marion County do, what's IMPD do, because they're the big, have a lot of attorneys. So you try to duplicate their policy and reflect the town. Well, then there were times, and I've witnessed it, I've lived it, you'd be watching the news at night and go, when did that policy happen? And then, we'd have to write a policy based on something I saw on TV. So this Lexipol keeping us up to current with federal and state laws. is Top notch.
That's worth the cost.
Absolutely. It's way cheaper than
Just
a
that
lawsuit. Yeah, it's wonderful. I can't say enough good about it. I'd recommend it to any agency. It's one of those things you find money for.
Is that where you got the pursuit policy from?
So that's where we get everything.
Yeah.
We don't do anything else, right?
Yeah, they basically, the way that it works, and I can bore you guys all day long, but they have like generic template of a policy, they assign it to us, and we say, okay, let's read it, how do we make this Pendleton, what changes do we need to make, if any? So we did have to make some changes, because a lot of these are built out for, several hundred officer departments. Obviously, that's not Pendleton. So we did have to make some changes, but they make sure we're in accordance with any state or federal law, which is the most important thing.
Terminology, things like that. Yeah, the pursuit policy, since you brought it up, that was discussed with Steve and Brian because the town insurance was looking to maybe not write the town and cover us. So we looked at the Lexipol policy and then made some changes after I met with the risk manager of the insurance. And during our discussions with him, we made some changes and then sent for his review, and then they approved it on their end.
So doesn't Anderson have like a no pursuit?
No, we have pursuit policy. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting. you
No,
guys.
you're
Um,
the expert on that one.
No.
Well, for Anderson,
Yes. So, basically, like, we're talking about pursuit. So the standard for the state that everybody has to follow, okay? You can make it more stringent. You can't relax it any, but you can make it more stringent. So in Anderson, we have a little bit more stricter pursuit policy than, let's just say Pendleton does, maybe. And now that's not a bad or good thing. It's just, the administration that I work under feels like they want to have a tighter grip on that. So,
There's no question ours is tighter than what it used to be. I mean, that's just the way it is in 2025 and law enforcement nowadays. That's the way it has to be.
now here's the deal though. You all can review that policy and you all can make changes to that policy. If I were to recommend some change, or if you, as a board member, see something that, Chief, I think it needs to be this way, you can do that. You're in charge of my policy. So, but with that said, we met the obligation of the state. I reached out to the insurance risk manager,
that's great.
and in talks with him, we're still insured. And we can play pursuit scenarios all day long. But for example, one thing this does, and it just happened the other day, was it a speed violation?
No, it's a stolen vehicle. The flock hit it.
Yeah, explain that.
So our officers used one of the flock cameras, or got an alert for a stolen vehicle on 67, stolen out, I believe it was Marion County. One of our officers got behind it, turned lights on, immediately the car took off. Under our old policy, we would have chased it. Under this current policy, we didn't. And that's fine. I mean, yeah, on the inside as an officer, is it frustrating letting the bad guy go? Yeah, that's why we became cops, to go catch bad guys. But at the end of the day, it's safer because the dude literally blew through 2 red lights right after our officer turned his lights off.
Yeah, went off the side of the right side of the road and ran up MLK, and then the car was recovered later.
Yeah, you can see on our dash cam, our guy turned his lights off, was getting ready to turn off, so he's not even following the vehicle anymore, and the dude blasts through 2 red lights. So it's safer this way.
Any discussion about this?
I guess what I ask of you guys is, we're gonna know, I believe we're gonna know when we need to take a policy to you guys for review. I think
I don't think it hurts if there's a new policy comes out, we just forward it. It's all electronic anymore.
it is, yeah, absolutely. Things are gonna get sent to you guys, but I just know that certain times these things have to get put in place immediately. And just ask that you just trust us when we do that, and then you guys will be notified of it, of course.
This is really a mirror image of the town's UDO, Unified Development Ordinance. It's 250 pages. It's got all the rules for building, berms, curves, setbacks.
You name it.
the planning department back there. We'll see something needs to be corrected, they'll bring it up to the planning board. We just make amendments to it, make amendments to it every month.
Yeah, it's a living document. It
It's a
can be
living
changed.
document. A lot of times we might see something coming down the road and we might make changes to protect the town.
And that's what the goal of this book too is.
And sometimes
the
all
town
the
department.
office, we hate to have the meeting just for one little doodad thing. We find a lot of grammatical errors in ours.
And
We
that's.
have a lot of measurements in that document.
No, thanks. No, thank you. So, did you all have a chance to look at that, disclaimer of calling it? I guess,
Disclaimer, acknowledgement.
yeah, whatever you wanna call it, yeah. If it's all right with you all, I would like to include that in our book, if there's any changes. I can put it in as is, and if you guys decide that we need to change, I can do anything. It's totally up to you all.
Do you have a copy of that?
I thought it was pretty consistent with our vision. I mean, I think the language was very consistent. So you sent it out.
There's a typo in there. Chief did it.
When it's approved, I think we should put the date. That it was approved.
Yep, I don't disagree.
Maybe make that a yearly process because we'll be updating constantly. I know we don't have to update that.
Well, it might just be a standard every year.
Review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, and it's easy to go in and change something like a date. That's no problem.
I wonder, Lucas, wonder if some of the SOPs and stuff where you was listed as captain, does that have to be changed to assistant?
Yeah,
chief?
so
I
I've been
mean,
trying to make these changes on the super recent stuff because we knew this was all gonna happen. I've got to contact Lexipol and try to figure out if there's a way on the back end where they can just basically say,
I didn't know for.
find and
job
replace the
title.
term captain and swap it. Because if not, that's gonna be awful and I'm dreading doing that. But like that would be an example of one of those changes that I don't think we should have to bring for you guys.
that's a perfect example of, do we need a meeting to change that?
So hopefully it can get done on the back end with Lexipol with no problem. Fingers crossed, because it's gonna take me at least a week to do that, just that. So
Or you could just go through all of them, and write your name in
Oh, no. That assistant chief could be anything.
there.
it's true.
So let me make sure that it's clear in my mind as far as the policy manual process. We're going to still operate from that color coded unless there's discussion otherwise, that those will be the ones that we pay most attention to. But as we change, you're going to send us the red ones that fall into that category of the high risk or high greater
Yeah,
concern.
And there's gonna be a learning process for this, figuring out exactly how this is gonna work, because this is all new for all of us.
Okay.
But my hope is, unless it's something immediate that the state says like, hey, you have to do this now,
Mhm.
my hope is gonna be, or my goal is to change it, push it to you guys, get your approval at the monthly meeting, and then I can distribute it out to our team after that.
Yeah, okay, that's kind of the way I'd rather not, this is just my opinion now. I'd rather not be bombarded with the linguistical
Right.
changes at all. Because,
Unless it's a major, again, those major, we have to do something right now, those are gonna get, they have to get distributed immediately.
okay, all
You
right.
guys would still be notified. And again, if there's something, like Chief said, if there's one of the yellow or minor policies, and you guys feel you wanna see, just tell me, just ask. Like, I really hope you guys see, like, we're an open book. I'm happy to give you guys anything that you need.
Any other questions regarding this? Rick?
No.
Steve, I know you're familiar with all this from all right, I will entertain a motion to approve the Pendleton Police policy manual, including the new disclaimer. Somebody
I'll
will,
make a motion.
okay. Rick Corber makes a motion to accept or to approve the police manual with the, include the disclaimer. Second,
I'll say,
those in favor of approving the police department policy manual with the disclaimer, say aye. Those opposed? Say nay. Okay. All right,
Thank you.
thank you for your work. There is no public comment.
I do have a couple questions. Just, I don't know if we're gonna be hiring soon. I took what you guys asked for the last time, tried to get you everything on Kyle. Further ahead of the meeting was what we did this time, getting all the information to you guys roughly a week ahead of this meeting. Does that work? Is there any changes you guys would like on our end? As far as new applicants, getting background information to you all, is what I did on this one enough.
It was fine. I think it was fine.
Okay, some of the changes, if you guys feel like you want something else, please, again, just let me know.
I like a week. I mean, I like to have the agenda out a week ahead just because it helps people process a little
Absolutely.
bit. So how about you, Brad?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you all.
unless there's a policy that we really need to talk about next month, my hope is that this December is really crazy busy, that we will not have a meeting. Brad was supposed to be going off, but and I talked to Marissa, he's welcome to stay on if he chooses to reappoint him. So our board probably will not change. And our next meeting will be January 6th. And we're going to continue to meet the first January of the month, but January 6th made sense. It was put as the second, but it is the 6th. Okay.
House swearing will be December 15th.
December 15th.
Yeah.
That's, probably around 5 o'clock like we did the last ones. That's the 15th will be his first shift, so assuming 5 o'clock works like for his wife and
Okay.
if they want to
We'll
be
get
there.
that figured out.
I'll let y'all know. Cheaper I will.
I would like a list of all our officers and their titles, just to make sure in my mind, because we've gone from small to medium. And I want to keep track, keep faces and names, so right now. Any other business that anybody or
One of the
questions?
officers just moved to town with a pool, so we'll just need to have a big pool party.
Who did?
One of the new guys.
Chili.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
write that on the paper.
We'll,
when
we'll
you
postpone that for better weather.
Close on. All right, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Second.
Okay, Tim and Rick show. Meeting adjourned at 6:24. Oops, sorry. Thank you, gentlemen.